Hello everyone, Gaara here and welcome to a new deck tech video. Today I'm going to talk about the infamous double Doomhammer Shaman deck, and we've seen it a few times and I didn't make a video about it yet, and it's a deck I'm using a lot myself, and I've been using it at DreamHack and I got second place, so I was quite successful with it. I will go over the deck list in a bit. I was preparing with Strifeco together. We made the decks together for BlizzCon and for DreamHack, and yeah, Strifeco moved out of the group stages, and I got second place at DreamHacks, and this is the Shaman deck that we're both using basically. And yeah, I'm going over the deck list here. I'm using double Earthshock as a silence, which is very important, especially when you play against Handlock. You will always need the silence to, yeah, to still have the counter deck functionality against Handlock, as you should have. This deck is especially made to absolutely destroy Handlock, because you have like a lot of direct damage. You have the double Doomhammer, you have the Lava Burst, and yeah, it's very much stronger than the bot control Shaman, because the bot control Shaman is very minion based. You have like the X, Hounded Creepers and Harvest Golems. You fight for bot control, but this deck is like much better against decks that have no player interaction, like Miracle Rogue, Freeze Mage, um, decks like that, or Hunter. But it's also good against control decks like Warrior, for example. But the main weakness of this deck is our aggro decks. So you don't want to play against any aggro deck with this deck. Basically, you don't like to play against aggro decks as Shaman in general because of the overload mechanic. Aggro decks have like a very strong curve usually, and whenever you overload, you will be behind the mana, and your opponent will keep playing minions on curve, and it's very hard to come back as a Shaman once you lose board. So I was talking about the Earthshocks, which you still have to play. There's just so many minions, death rattle minions, and you have to kill with Earthshock. And when you get a spell power, you can most of the time also kill the minion. Let's say you have a mad scientist on board, the opponent has a mad scientist, and you have to roll a spell power totem, you can kill it off and he doesn't get a secret. So Earthshock was never better before, so it will not change. You still have to keep 2 Earthshocks in your deck, and you might even play like a Spellbreak or something, just because Silence is so strong right now. Double Lightning Bolt for direct damage, and as a removal. Rockbiter, Rockbiter, you wanna keep them for the burst damage with Doomhammer, if possible. Like, against most matchups you will mulligan Rockbiter also away, and only against Priest you would keep it, because it's very important to kill the Cleric, for example, so you can roll totems and not care if you get a Searing Totem or play your Hounded Creepers. Yeah, Rockbiter, very important finisher card, and burst damage. You get insane amount of damage out with the Doomhammers for very low mana. Very strong. Blood Mage Talnos, in my opinion, it's very good to have it in Shaman deck, even though most people cut it. In a bot control Shaman, it's not that important, because you will have the bot control most of the time, so you don't need the spell power draw with the Talnos plus Lightning Storm. Only when you like don't have board control, Talnos is very strong to get a board clear with the Lightning Storm. But when you fight for board control and you have a strong early game based deck, you can cut the Talnos. That's why I play Talnos in the Burst Shaman deck. You have double Flame Tongue Totem. It has very nice synergy, obviously, with the totems, with the Argus, with the Hounded Creepers and the Spiderlings after the Hounded Creeper dies. It's very important to deal as much damage. It's basically 4 damage if you have something on board for 2 mana, which is very efficient to clear also with bigger minions. The Feral Spirits taunts are always good, especially against Hunter or any decks, because it's split. It's a very good card. Especially I played double Unbound Elemental, so you want to have like as many good overload cards as possible, and the best overload cards for Shaman has are Lightning Bolt, Spirit Wolves and Doomhammer, so you want to play those. And yeah, Lightning Storm is also not bad. Yeah, so we go over the hex here. Double hex is a hard removal, best removal in the game. For 3 mana you can kill basically anything. The opponent gets only a 0/1 frog, which is very easy to kill. Lava burst for direct damage. Strafgo plays the double lava burst just to make it stronger against specific decks. And yeah, but I don't like to have the double Doomhammer and the double lava burst, so I'm playing one lava burst. I think it's fine, it's good enough. If you wanna play double lava burst, the card you have to cut is Haunted Creeper, but I personally like to have the 2 Haunted Creeper just because of the Flame Tongue totem value. I don't wanna lose that value for lava burst. But it's also fine to play 2 lava burst. Double lightning storm for board clear, very important. 1 mana tide. This deck has more card draw than usually a shaman has. It has the mana tide, the Gnomish Inventor, and the double Shielddrake, which is 4 mana card draw cards, which is very strong. And this is what I really like about this deck, that usually shaman, you can grind shaman out if you play against a bot control shaman, because he plays most of the time now the Sludge Belchers over the Shieldrakes, and then he will have only 1 mana tide as a card draw mechanic. So if you get efficient trades or 2-for-1s, it's very easy to grind the shaman out. But this deck has a lot of cycle with the Gnomish Inventor, Shieldrakes, and mana tide, so you will never be out of cards with this deck. And this deck is very strong against Priest as well, which most people underestimate, because you don't play cards like Harvest Golem, so you can play around Cabal very nicely also against board clear, because you don't have to play many minions. You will get most of the damage out of the Doomhammer, so it's very, very strong against Priest compared to the bot control shaman. 1 Argus for the synergy with the totems and everything. You have to taunt against Miracle Rock. You want to have like as many taunts as possible, especially after cutting the Sludge Belchers. Double Doomhammer. First, I thought it's a bad card to play. The Alakia would be better, but it is basically 16 damage. Like in long fights, it is 16 damage over the curse of 4 turns, and that's crazy. Just you will have like lethal in your starting hand theoretically sometimes. So it's a high efficient damage card, the most damage output possible in 1 card. And yeah, it's a very strong card. It's very weak to Harrison Jones, so you try to play around Harrison Jones if possible. But yeah, the main goal of the deck is to burst your opponent down in 1 turn. If he drops low to like 16 life or 18 life, something like that, you have the Rock Biter in your hand. It's already 10 damage guaranteed, and if you have like a Lava Burst and something on the board, you will deal a lot of damage in 1 turn. You have the Shieldrakes for the spell power, the synergy with the Lava Burst, Lightning Bolts, Air Shocks, to cycle, to draw more cards, to draw more burst, to grind your opponent out, because he has to use removal to kill your Shieldrakes. It's a very, very strong card in a Shaman deck. Low tap, especially against... It's absolutely core just because of Rogue mainly, because it's like a very important card, and it's also a very important card to protect your board. So it's the best 5-drop in the game in my opinion. It also counters Sludge Belcher, and yeah, it's just overall best card. Fire Elemental, just a very strong 6-drop Shaman has available. It has the 3 direct damage. It's a very direct damage heavy deck, and I really enjoy playing it, and you should give it a try if you haven't played it. It's not that strong on ladder, just because of the popularity of Zoo and Hunter, Aggro Hunter, and that's the clear weakness of this deck, but it should beat everything else. And I will also make like a matchup video later on, and yeah, let's show you some games.